If you don't design your own future, someone else will do it for you. And let me tell you, their plans won't be as good as yours. The truth is, success, happiness, and fulfillment don't just happen. They're built step by step, goal by goal. That's what separates those who thrive from those who merely survive. Today, I want to talk to you about something that can change your life completely. It's not luck, it's not chance, and it's certainly not waiting for the right time. It's about setting goals, the kind of goals that ignite a fire in your soul and make you take action every single day. Because believe me, without clear goals, even the best effort will feel scattered and unfulfilling. Now, this isn't about vague wishes or half-hearted resolutions. No, it's about setting goals with purpose, goals that challenge you, goals that grow you, and goals that bring meaning to your journey. So if you're ready to take control of your life and create a future that's worth waking up for, stay with me. By the end of this, you'll have a roadmap to start building the life you've always dreamed of. Let's get started. Number 1, master your morning. I want to talk about mastering your morning. Now, why does the morning matter so much? Because it sets the tone for everything else. If you win the first hour of your day, you're stacking the odds in your favor. On the other hand, if you start your day in chaos, you're playing catch up the entire time. It's not just about waking up early, it's about what you do when you wake up. Picture this: you open your eyes, and instead of reaching for your phone to scroll through social media, you take a moment for yourself. You breathe deeply, feel the air fill your lungs, and set an intention for the day. Right there, you've already started with purpose. That's powerful. Contrast that with hitting snooze 5 times, dragging yourself out of bed, and stumbling into the day without a plan. See the difference? One gives you control, the other leaves you at the mercy of whatever comes your way. Now, mastering your morning isn't about perfection. It's not about having this rigid military-style routine that feels like a chore. It's about creating habits that energize you, that ground you, and that get you in the right frame of mind to tackle whatever the day throws at you. And here's the thing: those habits will look different for everyone. What matters is that they work for you. Let's start with a simple question. How do you want to feel when you wake up? Energized? Focused? Calm? Take that answer and reverse engineer your morning routine to support it. For example, if you want to feel energized, maybe you start with a quick workout, nothing too intense, just enough to get your blood pumping. If you want to feel focused, maybe you spend 10 minutes journaling or planning out your day. And if calm is what you're after, a few minutes of meditation or deep breathing can do wonders. One of the best things you can do for your mornings is to prepare the night before. This might sound small, but it's a game changer. Lay out your clothes, write down your top priorities, and set your alarm for a reasonable time. When you do this, you're removing decision fatigue. You're taking away those little choices that can eat up your time and energy first thing in the morning. Preparation is like giving yourself a head start. Another critical piece of mastering your morning is protecting your mental space. How many of us wake up and immediately check our emails or dive into the news? It's tempting, right? But what happens when you do that? You're letting external forces dictate your mood and focus before you've even had a chance to center yourself. Instead, create a buffer. Spend the first 30 minutes or even just 10 minutes of your day away from screens. Use that time to connect with yourself. You'd be amazed at how much clarity and peace this can bring. Let's talk about gratitude for a moment. It's such a simple thing, but it has a profound impact. Taking even a minute to think about what you're grateful for can shift your entire perspective. Maybe it's your health, your family, or just the fact that you have another day to chase your dreams. Gratitude grounds you. It reminds you of what's good in your life, even when things feel overwhelming. And starting your day from that place of appreciation. That's a powerful way to build momentum. Another piece of the puzzle is movement. Now, I'm not saying you need to hit the gym for an hour at the crack of dawn, unless that's your thing, of course. But moving your body in some way, even if it's just a stretch or a short walk, can do wonders for your energy levels. It wakes you up, gets the blood flowing, and sends a message to your brain, we're ready to go, and trust me, once you get moving, you'll notice a difference. Now, let's not forget about fueling your body. What you put into your body first thing matters. If you're running on caffeine and sugar, you're setting yourself up for a crash. Instead, think about something that's going to nourish you: a glass of water, a piece of fruit, or a balanced breakfast. It doesn't have to be complicated. The goal is to give your body the fuel it needs to support the energy and focus you're aiming for. I also want to touch on mindset. How you talk to yourself in the morning is crucial. Are you starting your day with thoughts like, I'm so tired, or I've got too much to do? Or are you telling yourself, I've got this and today is going to be productive? Your thoughts have power. They shape your reality. So take control of that narrative. Speak to yourself the way you would to a friend you're cheering on. Remember that mastering your morning is about consistency, not perfection. You're not going to nail it every single day, and that's okay. Life happens. What matters is that you keep coming back to it. The more consistent you are, the more these habits will become second nature. And once they do, you'll start to see the ripple effects, not just in your mornings, but in your entire day. So here's my challenge to you: take a close look at your mornings. What's working? What's not? Then make one small change. Just one. Maybe it's getting up 15 minutes earlier. Maybe it's starting your day with gratitude instead of your phone. Whatever it is, commit to it for the next week. Pay attention to how it feels, to the difference it makes. And if it works for you, keep building on it. Remember, your morning is your foundation. It's your chance to set the tone, to take control, and to step into your day with purpose and intention. Don't leave it to chance. Make it yours. You have the power to create a morning routine that fuels your goals, supports your growth, and helps you become the best version of yourself. Start today. Start now. And watch what happens when you master your morning. Number 2, build your physical strength. When was the last time you truly felt strong, not just physically, but mentally, emotionally, and in your spirit? Strength isn't just about muscles or how much you can lift. It's about building yourself into someone who can handle life's challenges head on. And let me tell you, building your physical strength is one of the most transformative goals you can set for yourself. Why? Because when your body is strong, everything else starts to follow. Your mind gets sharper. Your confidence grows, and you begin to see yourself as capable, resilient, and unstoppable. That's the power of physical strength that touches every part of who you are. Let's talk about what it really means to build your physical strength. It's not about looking a certain way or meeting some external standard. Forget all of that. It's about what happens when you push yourself beyond your limits, when you decide to take control of your health and your body. That decision alone can change your entire life. It's about saying, I deserve to feel strong, to feel alive, and to feel capable. It's not about perfection, it's about progress. And let me tell you, progress feels incredible. Now, if you're sitting there thinking, I'm too out of shape or I don't have time, stop right there. Those are just excuses, and you know it. I say this with love because I've been there too. But here's the truth: no matter where you're starting from, you can get stronger. Maybe you start with a walk around the block. Maybe it's a few push-ups. Or maybe it's signing up for that gym membership you've been putting off. It doesn't matter how small you start. What matters is that you start. Because every time you show up, every time you push yourself, you're proving to yourself that you can do hard things. And that belief, that's what will carry you forward. There's something magical that happens when you start challenging your body. You begin to realize that the limits you've been living with aren't real. They're just stories you've been telling yourself. Maybe you've told yourself that you're not athletic, or that it's too late to start. But the moment you prove yourself wrong, when you run that extra mile, lift that heavier weight, or hold that plank just a little longer, you realize that you're capable of so much more than you've been giving yourself credit for. And that realization spills over into every other area of your life. Building your physical strength isn't just about exercise, though. It's about the choices you make every single day. What are you putting into your body? Are you fueling yourself with foods that nourish you, that give you energy, and that support your goals? Or are you reaching for whatever's convenient, even if it makes you feel sluggish and drained? This isn't about being perfect or following some strict diet. It's about making better choices, one meal at a time. It's about asking yourself, how can I honor my body today? Because when you treat your body with respect, it responds in ways that will amaze you. And let's not forget about rest. Yes, rest is part of building strength. Your body needs time to recover, to repair, and to grow stronger. So don't skip out on sleep or push yourself to the point of burnout. Listen to your body. Rest when you need to, but don't confuse rest with quitting. There's a big difference. Rest is about recharging so you can come back stronger. Quitting is letting yourself off the hook. And you're not a quitter. One of the best things about building your physical strength is how it impacts your mind. When you work out, your body releases endorphins, those feel-good chemicals that lift your mood and reduce stress. You start to feel more alive, more focused, and more in control. And that sense of control, that's priceless. Because when you feel in control of your body, you start to feel in control of your life. You start to believe that you can handle whatever comes your way. Now, let me ask you this: who are you becoming as you get stronger? This journey isn't just about what you can do physically. It's about who you're shaping yourself into. When you commit to building your strength, you're committing to becoming someone who shows up, who doesn't back down, and who keeps going even when it's tough. You're becoming someone who knows their worth and who isn't afraid to fight for it. That's the kind of strength that changes lives, not just yours, but the people around you too. Think about the people who look up to you, your family, your friends, maybe even your coworkers. When they see you taking care of yourself, pushing yourself, and growing stronger, it inspires them to do the same. Your actions have a ripple effect. You have the power to not only change your own life, but to impact the lives of those around you. And that's real strength. So what's holding you back? Fear? Doubt? Let those go. You don't have to have it all figured out. You just have to start. Start small, but start with intention. Set a goal. Maybe it's running your first 5K, lifting a certain amount of weight, or simply committing to moving your body every day. Whatever it is, write it down and go after it with everything you've got. Because the journey to building your strength isn't just about the end result, it's about who you become along the way. Remember, every rep, every step, every choice matters. Each one is a brick you're laying in the foundation of your best self. And here's the truth: you are worth the effort. You are worth the time. You are worth the sweat. Don't let anyone, including yourself, tell you otherwise. This is your time. Your time to get stronger, to push past your limits, and to become the person you know you're capable of being. So start today. Start now. And don't look back. Because when you commit to building your physical strength, you're not just transforming your body, you're transforming your life. And that, my friend, is a goal worth chasing. Number 3, set financial boundaries. How often do you feel like your money controls you instead of the other way around? If you're honest, it's probably more often than you'd like to admit. And you're not alone. Financial stress is one of the biggest burdens people carry. But what if I told you that in this year you could take back control of your finances and your peace of mind? It's not about earning millions or chasing status. It's about setting financial boundaries, clear, powerful lines that let you dictate where your money goes instead of letting it run wild. This goal is more than just about money, it's about freedom. It's about knowing that you're in charge of your life, not your bills, not your spending habits, not your debt. The first step to setting financial boundaries is understanding what money really is. It's a tool, nothing more, nothing less. It's not your identity, it's not your worth, and it's certainly not the solution to every problem. Money is a resource, just like time or energy. And just like those resources, if you don't manage it wisely, it will control you. Think about it. How many times have you said, I don't have enough money for that, or I'll start saving when I make more? That mindset keeps you stuck. The truth is, it's not about how much you have, it's about how you use it. Now, here's the thing about boundaries, they're not easy to set, and they're even harder to stick to. But let me tell you, they're worth it. Financial boundaries mean knowing where your money is going and being intentional about it. It means saying no when you need to, even when it's uncomfortable. It means prioritizing what truly matters to you and cutting out the things that don't. This isn't about deprivation, it's about discipline. And discipline, my friends, is the key to freedom. Start by getting clear on your priorities. What are your non-negotiables? Maybe it's your rent or mortgage, your groceries, or saving for your kids' education. Whatever it is, write it down. Be specific. Then look at where your money is currently going. I mean, really look at it. Pull out your bank statements, your credit card bills, and take an honest inventory. You might be surprised at how much is slipping through your fingers on things you don't even care about. That's where your boundaries start, by identifying the leaks and plugging them. Once you know where your money is going, it's time to create a plan. And let me tell you, a budget is not a punishment. It's a roadmap. It's your way of saying, this is what matters to me, and this is how I'm going to make it happen. A good budget isn't about cutting out everything fun, it's about balance. It's about making room for the things you love without sacrificing your future. And when you stick to it, you'll be amazed at the sense of control and peace that comes with knowing exactly where your money is going. But let's talk about the hard part, saying no to that impulse purchase, that night out you can't afford, or that loan to a friend you know you shouldn't give. It's not easy, but it's necessary. Every time you say no to something that doesn't align with your priorities, you're saying yes to your future. And that future, it's worth every uncomfortable moment. Because the truth is, you can't pour from an empty cup. You can't give to others, chase your dreams, or live the life you want if you're constantly drained financially or emotionally. Here's another thing about financial boundaries, they're not just about spending. They're about saving and investing too. How much are you putting away for your future? Do you have an emergency fund? Are you investing in your retirement? If the answer is not enough, or I don't know, now is the time to change that. Even small steps make a difference. Start with what you can, even if it's just $10 a week. The important thing is to start. Because the earlier you start saving and investing, the more time your money has to grow. And that growth, that's your freedom, your peace of mind, and your ability to weather life's storms. Let's not forget about debt. If you've got it, it's time to face it head on. Ignoring it won't make it go away. Make a plan to pay it off, little by little. Start with the smallest balance or the highest interest rate, whatever keeps you motivated. Every payment you make is a step toward freedom. And let me tell you, there's no better feeling than being debt-free. It's like a weight lifted off your shoulders, a breath of fresh air. And you deserve that. Setting financial boundaries also means protecting yourself. Do you have insurance? Health, life, car, home, whatever applies to you. It might not feel exciting, but it's one of the smartest financial decisions you can make. Because life is unpredictable, and being prepared can save you from financial ruin. It's about being proactive, not reactive. It's about taking control before life forces you to. And let's talk about the emotional side of money for a moment. Because money isn't just numbers on a page, it's tied to our emotions, our values, and our sense of security. Setting boundaries means addressing those emotions head on. Are you spending out of boredom, stress, or the need to impress others? Be honest with yourself. Because until you address the why behind your spending, those habits will keep controlling you. But when you get clear on your values and align your money with them, everything changes. You start to feel empowered, confident, and in control. Now, I know this isn't easy. Change never is. But remember, you're not doing this alone. There are resources, tools, and people who can help you. Whether it's a financial advisor, a budgeting app, or a trusted friend, don't be afraid to ask for support. You don't have to have all the answers, you just have to take the first step. As you set your financial boundaries, keep your why front and center. Why are you doing this? Maybe it's to provide for your family, to travel the world, or to retire comfortably. Whatever it is, let that vision drive you. Because when you have a clear why, the how becomes a lot easier. So as you step into this year, I challenge you to take control of your finances. Set those boundaries, stick to them, and watch how your life transforms. It won't happen overnight, but every small step you take brings you closer to the freedom and peace of mind you deserve. This is your year to take back control. This is your year to build a financial future you can be proud of. And let me tell you, the freedom that comes with it, it's worth everything. Number 4, strengthen your relationships. Let me ask you something that might hit close to home. When was the last time you truly connected with someone? I mean, really connected, not just a quick text, a casual hello, or a polite smile. I'm talking about a moment when you felt seen, heard, and understood. If you're like most people, those moments are becoming rare. And yet they are some of the most meaningful experiences we can have in life. Strengthening your relationships in this year isn't just a goal, it's a necessity. Because no matter how much success you achieve, it will feel empty if you don't have people to share it with. Relationships are the foundation of a fulfilling life. Whether it's with your family, your friends, your partner, or even your colleagues, the quality of your relationships determines the quality of your life. But let's be honest, good relationships don't just happen. They take effort, patience, and a willingness to grow. In a world that's moving faster every day, it's easy to let these connections slip. You get busy, distracted, and before you know it, the people who matter most are feeling like strangers. That's why in this year, I want you to make a commitment to nurture, repair, and deepen the relationships that truly matter. The first step in strengthening your relationships is to be present. This might sound simple, but it's one of the hardest things to do in today's world. How often are you really there in a conversation, fully engaged, without checking your phone or letting your mind wander? Being present means giving someone your full attention, not just your ears, but your heart and mind. It means listening not just to respond, but to understand. When you do this, you're telling the other person, you matter to me. I value what you're saying, and I'm here for you. That's a powerful message, and it's the foundation of any strong relationship. Next, let's talk about communication. If you want to strengthen your relationships, you have to master the art of honest, open, and kind communication. This means expressing your thoughts and feelings without fear, but also without blame or judgment. It's about creating a safe space where both you and the other person can be vulnerable. Think about the last time you had a misunderstanding with someone. How did you handle it? Did you shut down, lash out, or avoid the conversation altogether? These are natural reactions, but they don't lead to growth. The next time you face conflict, approach it with curiosity instead of defensiveness. Ask questions. Seek to understand the other person's perspective. And remember, it's not about winning the argument, it's about finding common ground. Another key to building stronger relationships is showing appreciation. We often take the people in our lives for granted, assuming they know how much we care. But let me tell you, a simple thank you or I appreciate you can go a long way. Think about the people who have been there for you, your parents, your friends, your mentors. Have you told them lately how much they mean to you? Don't wait for a special occasion. Make it a habit to express gratitude every day. It's a small gesture, but it can have a huge impact. Now let's talk about boundaries. This might seem like the opposite of strengthening relationships, but it's actually one of the most important things you can do. Boundaries are not about keeping people out, they're about creating healthy dynamics where both parties feel respected. If you're constantly saying yes to things you don't want to do or tolerating behavior that makes you uncomfortable, you're building resentment, not connection. Setting boundaries can be uncomfortable at first, but it's an act of self-respect, and when you respect yourself, others will too. One of the most transformative things you can do for your relationships is to practice forgiveness. Holding on to grudges only poisons your heart and keeps you stuck in the past. Forgiveness doesn't mean condoning someone's actions or forgetting what happened. It means letting go of the anger and hurt so you can move forward. Think about someone you're holding a grudge against right now. What would it feel like to release that burden? Forgiveness is not just a gift to the other person, it's a gift to yourself. It frees you to live with an open heart and an unclouded mind. Let's not forget the importance of quality time. Notice I said quality, not just time sitting in the same room while scrolling through your phones doesn't count. Real connection happens when you share experiences, have meaningful conversations, and create memories together. In this year, make it a priority to spend intentional, distraction-free time with the people you love. Whether it's a weekly dinner with your family, a coffee date with a friend, or a weekend getaway with your partner, these moments are the glue that holds relationships together. Another way to strengthen your relationships is to support the people in your life without expecting anything in return. Be their biggest cheerleader, their shoulder to cry on, their sounding board. Celebrate their successes, even if you're struggling yourself. Show up for them in the way you'd want someone to show up for you. And remember, support isn't always about fixing their problems. Sometimes all they need is for you to listen and say, "I'm here for you." Don't forget to work on the most important relationship of all, the one you have with yourself. You can't pour from an empty cup. If you're constantly neglecting your own needs and well-being, you won't have the energy to give to others. Take care of yourself physically, emotionally, and mentally. When you're in a good place, you'll naturally show up as a better friend, partner, and family member. Number 5, learn a high-value skill. Let me tell you something that can completely change the direction of your life. The world rewards value. Not effort, not intentions, and not even potential, but value. And the fastest way to become valuable this year is to learn a high-value skill. A skill that not only makes you indispensable, but also opens doors to opportunities you can't even imagine yet. When you master a high-value skill, you stop waiting for someone else to give you permission to succeed. You take control of your future. But let's back up for a second. What is a high-value skill? It's a skill that solves real problems, creates real impact, and is in demand. It's something that makes people sit up and take notice, something that makes them say, "I need that person on my team," or "I can't do this without them." And the beauty of it is that it doesn't have to be something flashy or overly complicated. It just has to be something that provides real value to others, whether it's in your career, your business, or even your personal life. The first step to learning a high-value skill is to figure out where your interests and the world's needs intersect. Think about what excites you, what comes naturally to you, and where you can make a real impact. Maybe you're great at communicating and inspiring others. Public speaking or leadership could be your path. Maybe you have a knack for technology, coding, data analysis, or digital marketing could be the way forward. Or maybe you're creative, and you have an eye for design, graphic design, video editing, or storytelling could be your high-value skill. The key is to find something that aligns with who you are and where the world is headed. Once you've identified a skill you want to learn, commit to becoming a student of that skill. And when I say student, I don't just mean taking a course or reading a book. I mean immersing yourself in it. Dive deep. Study the best in the field. Watch how they work, how they think, and how they solve problems. Break it down and practice every day. Because the truth is, you don't just stumble into mastery. You earn it through consistent, focused effort. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking, but I don't have time. Let me challenge you on that. You have time for the things you prioritize. If this skill is important to you, you'll make time for it. Maybe it's an hour in the morning before work. Maybe it's 30 minutes during your lunch break. Maybe it's the time you'd normally spend scrolling through social media or binge watching TV. If you really want it, you'll find the time. And let me tell you, every minute you invest in learning and practicing will pay dividends down the road. One of the most important things you can do while learning a high-value skill is to step out of your comfort zone. Growth doesn't happen in the familiar. It happens when you challenge yourself, when you push your limits, and when you're willing to fail and try again. Don't be afraid to take on projects that stretch you. Don't be afraid to put yourself out there, even if you don't feel ready. Because the truth is, you'll never feel 100% ready. But every time you take a step forward, you'll learn, you'll grow, and you'll get closer to mastery. Another key to learning a high-value skill is to surround yourself with the right people. Find mentors who can guide you, peers who can challenge you, and communities that can support you. Learning doesn't happen in isolation. It happens when you exchange ideas, get feedback, and see different perspectives. So don't be afraid to reach out to others. Ask questions, join groups, Attend events. The more you surround yourself with people who are passionate about the same thing, the faster you'll grow. And let's not forget the importance of consistency. It's not about how much you do in a day, it's about showing up day after day. Even if it's just 15 minutes, make it a habit. Because habits are what build skills, and skills are what build success. Think of it like planting a tree. You don't see the results right away, but with consistent care and attention, it grows strong and steady over time. Now, here's something that's just as important as learning the skill itself, applying it. Don't just learn for the sake of learning. Use what you've learned to solve problems, create value, and make an impact. Whether it's in your job, your business, or your personal projects, find ways to put your skill into action. The more you apply it, the more confident you'll become, and the more opportunities you'll create for yourself. As you go on this journey, remember that it's not just about the skill, it's about who you become in the process. Learning a high-value skill will teach you discipline, resilience, and a growth mindset. It will push you to think differently, to innovate, and to take ownership of your success. And those are qualities that will serve you in every area of your life. So here's my challenge to you: make this year you commit to learning a high-value skill. Not just dabbling in it, not just thinking about it, but really committing to it. Because when you do, you'll not only increase your value in the eyes of the world, you'll increase your value to yourself. And that, my friends, is priceless. Number 6, create a plan for mental resilience. Mental resilience is about your ability to adapt, to bounce back, to stand firm when the winds of life are trying to knock you down. It's not about pretending everything is fine or ignoring your feelings. It's about facing reality with courage, understanding your emotions, and choosing your response deliberately. And yes, it's a skill. That means you can learn it, develop it, and make it one of your greatest strengths. The first step to building mental resilience is taking care of your foundation. That foundation is your physical health. Now, you might be wondering, what does my body have to do with my mind? Everything. Your body and mind are deeply connected. When you're sleep deprived, living on junk food, or constantly stressed, your mind isn't operating at full capacity. Start by making sure you're sleeping well, eating nutritious foods, and moving your body every day. These simple habits can give your mind the clarity and energy it needs to handle challenges with grace. But beyond the physical, let's talk about your mindset. Mental resilience starts with how you think. If you believe that life is happening to you, you'll feel like a victim, powerless and stuck. But if you believe that life is happening for you, even in the hard moments, you'll start to see challenges as opportunities for growth. Every setback can teach you something, every obstacle can make you stronger, and every loss can reveal what truly matters. That shift in perspective is powerful, but it takes practice. You have to train your mind to look for the lesson in every situation, even when it's hard. Another part of mental resilience is learning to control what you can and let go of what you can't. So many of us waste energy worrying about things that are completely outside of our control, what other people think, how they act, or even what tomorrow might bring. But here's the secret: the only thing you truly have control over is you. Your actions, your choices, and your attitude. When you focus on what you can control, you take back your power. Now, let's talk about emotions, because mental resilience isn't about shutting them down. It's about understanding them. When you're feeling overwhelmed, anxious, or even angry, don't push those feelings away. Just acknowledge them. Ask yourself, what is this feeling trying to tell me? Emotions are signals. They're not meant to control you, they're meant to guide you. The more you understand your emotions, the more you can respond to situations intentionally instead of just reacting in the heat of the moment. One of the most practical ways to build mental resilience is to develop a daily practice of mindfulness. That might sound intimidating, but it doesn't have to be complicated. It could be as simple as taking 5 minutes in the morning to sit quietly, focus on your breathing, and center yourself. Or it could be journaling at the end of the day to reflect on what went well and what you learned. These small practices train your mind to stay present, even when life gets chaotic. And when you're present, you're more equipped to handle whatever comes your way. Another thing that will strengthen your mind is surrounding yourself with the right people. The people in your life have a huge impact on your mental resilience. Are you spending time with people who lift you up, challenge you to grow, and remind you of your strength? Or are you surrounded by negativity, doubt, and drama? Choose your circle wisely, because the right support system can make all the difference. And don't be afraid to ask for help when you need it. Resilience doesn't mean going it alone. It means knowing when to lean on others and when to stand on your own. Let me tell you about the importance of purpose. When you have a clear purpose, a reason for getting up every morning, it becomes a source of strength. Purpose gives you direction when life feels uncertain, and it gives you motivation when things get tough. Take some time to think about what truly matters to you. What do you want to contribute to the world? What legacy do you want to leave? When you anchor yourself in purpose, you become unstoppable. And let's not forget the importance of gratitude. Gratitude isn't just about being thankful for the good times, it's about finding something to be thankful for even in the hard times. When you practice gratitude daily, you train your mind to focus on what's working instead of what's missing. You develop a sense of hope and optimism that fuels your resilience. So start every day by asking yourself, what am I grateful for today? It could be something big, like your health or your family, or something small, like a kind word from a stranger or a moment of peace. Gratitude keeps your perspective in check and reminds you of the beauty in life, even when it's tough. Let me leave you with this: resilience isn't about being unshakable, it's about being adaptable. It's not about never falling, it's about always getting back up. Life will test you, no doubt about it. But each test is an opportunity to grow stronger, wiser, and more capable. Commit to building a mind that can weather any storm. Because when your mind is strong, you can face anything with confidence, courage, and grace. And that, my friend, is the foundation of a truly remarkable life. Number 7, give back to your community. The greatest fulfillment doesn't come from what you take, it comes from what you give. If you want to feel deeply connected to your purpose, if you want to feel truly alive, then giving back to your community must become part of who you are. It's not just about charity or handing out donations, it's about creating an impact, making a difference in someone's life, and leaving the world better than you found it. That, my friends, is where true joy lies. When you start giving back, you tap into a power that's greater than yourself. You become a force of good in the world. And that changes everything, not just for others, but for you too. Think about it. The times you felt the happiest, the most fulfilled, were probably moments when you did something selfless, something meaningful. It might have been helping a friend in need, sharing your knowledge, or simply offering a kind word to someone who was struggling. Giving isn't just about them, it's about you too. It's about growing as a person, developing compassion, and connecting with something bigger than your own desires. But giving back doesn't have to mean making some grand, sweeping gesture. You don't need to wait until you're rich or have endless free time. Start where you are with what you have. Maybe it's volunteering an hour of your week to a cause you believe in. Maybe it's mentoring someone who's just starting out on their journey. Maybe it's cleaning up a park in your neighborhood, or simply listening to someone who needs to be heard. The scale doesn't matter. What matters is the intention behind it. When you give with a genuine heart, you create ripples. You might not always see the results right away, but your actions set things in motion. That smile you give, that encouragement you offer, that time you invest, it spreads. It inspires others to do the same. And before you know it, those small acts of kindness have created a wave of change. Now, let me share a secret with you. Giving back isn't just about what you do for others. It's also one of the most effective ways to build yourself up. You see, when you step outside your own problems to help someone else, it gives you perspective. It reminds you that no matter how tough things may feel, there's always something you can do to make a difference. It shows you your own strength and capability. And that realization is powerful. It builds your confidence, your character, and your resilience. Think about the kind of world you want to live in. A world where people help one another, where communities are strong, where no one feels alone. That kind of world doesn't just happen, it's built. One act of giving at a time. And it starts with you. Imagine the pride you'll feel when you look back and know that you contributed to something meaningful, something lasting. That's a legacy worth striving for. But let's talk about the practical side of giving back. It doesn't just impact your heart, it impacts your life. When you give, you connect with people. You build relationships, networks, and communities. Those connections can open doors you never even knew existed. They can lead to new opportunities, new friendships, and even new directions in your life. And the best part? Those relationships are built on trust and respect because they stem from genuine care. Here's another thing to consider when you give. You learn about others, about their struggles, their dreams, their stories. And in the process, you learn more about yourself. You gain insights, skills, and experiences that you'd never get otherwise. Maybe you'll discover a talent you didn't know you had. Maybe you'll find a new passion or purpose. Or maybe you'll simply realize how much you have to offer. Either way, the act of giving enriches your life in ways you can't predict. Let me challenge you to think about what giving back looks like for you. It doesn't have to fit anyone else's mold. It's personal. What are you passionate about? What breaks your heart? What excites you? Use those questions as a guide to find your way of contributing. If you love teaching, maybe you can tutor kids who need extra help. If you're good with your hands, maybe you can build something for someone who can't do it themselves. If you're a great listener, maybe you can be a mentor or a confidant. The point is to give in a way that feels authentic to you. Now, I know some of you might be thinking, I'm already stretched thin. I barely have time for myself, but here's the beautiful thing about giving back. It doesn't drain you, it fills you up. It's not about sacrificing your well-being, it's about finding balance. Even the smallest effort, when done with a good heart, can make a difference. Start small if you need to. But start. And don't underestimate the power of gratitude in this process. When you give back, you're reminded of all the blessings in your own life. It shifts your focus from what you don't have to what you do. It creates a cycle of positivity, where the more you give, the more you feel grateful, and the more you want to give. Make it a goal to give back in a way that's meaningful to you. Commit to it. Make it part of your life, not just a one-time thing. And watch how it transforms not only the lives of those you help, but your own life as well. Because when you give, you don't just make the world better, you make yourself better. And that, my friends, is one of the most powerful goals you can set for yourself. Number 8, set a bold, personal goal. When was the last time you set a goal so bold, so big, that it made your heart race a little? Most people live their lives playing it safe, sticking to what feels comfortable, avoiding the risk of failure. But let me tell you this, if you're not willing to challenge yourself, you'll never know what you're truly capable of. Life rewards those who dare, those who set goals that stretch them, that push them to grow into the person they've always wanted to become. This is your chance to do just that. Set a bold, personal goal for this year, something that ignites a fire within you, something that scares you just enough to let you know it's worth pursuing. A bold goal isn't about impressing others or chasing something superficial. It's about listening to that quiet voice inside you, the one that dreams of more meaning, more achievement, more impact. It's about stepping into the life you know you're capable of living. Maybe for you, it's starting that business you've been thinking about for years. Maybe it's running a marathon, writing a book, or traveling to a place you've always dreamed of. Or maybe it's about overcoming a personal challenge, breaking a bad habit, or developing a skill that's always felt out of reach. Whatever it is, it has to mean something to you. It has to matter. Now, I know what you're thinking. Setting a bold goal can feel overwhelming. It's easy to talk yourself out of it before you even start. What if I fail? What if I'm not good enough? What if it's too hard? Let me tell you something, those doubts are normal. They're part of the process. In fact, if your goal doesn't make you a little nervous, it's probably not bold enough. The key is to push through those fears and take the first step anyway. Because here's the truth, every great achievement in history started with someone who was willing to take a chance. Think about this, what if 1 year from now, you're looking back and you've achieved that bold goal. What would that feel like? The pride, the sense of accomplishment, the confidence in knowing you did something you once thought was impossible, it's priceless. That's the feeling you're working toward. And let me tell you, it's worth every moment of effort, every challenge you'll face along the way. But let's be real, setting a bold goal isn't just about dreaming big. It's about committing to the work it takes to get there. A goal without action is just a wish. So once you've identified your goal, break it down. What steps do you need to take to make it happen? What resources do you need? What skills do you need to develop? And most importantly, what are you willing to give up to make room for this goal in your life? Because let's face it, achieving something big requires focus and sacrifice. You might need to let go of distractions, cut back on things that don't serve your purpose, and dedicate your time and energy to what really matters. Here's another thing to keep in mind: progress is rarely a straight line. There will be setbacks. There will be days when you doubt yourself, when things don't go as planned, when you feel like giving up. But those are the moments that define you. That's when you have to dig deep, remind yourself why you started, and keep going. Because every step forward, no matter how small, brings you closer to your goal. And every obstacle you overcome makes you stronger, more resilient, more prepared for the next challenge. Surround yourself with people who believe in you, who support your vision, and who will hold you accountable. Share your goal with someone you trust, someone who will encourage you when things get tough and celebrate with you when you succeed. Having a strong support system can make all the difference. And don't forget to celebrate your progress along the way. Every milestone, every victory, no matter how small, is a step closer to your dream. Acknowledge those moments and use them as fuel to keep going. Now, let's talk about the power of visualization. Close your eyes for a moment and picture yourself achieving that bold goal. What does it look like? How does it feel? Imagine the pride on your face, the excitement in your heart, the satisfaction of knowing you did it. Hold on to that vision. Let it guide you, inspire you, and remind you of what's possible. Because if you can see it in your mind, you can make it a reality. Here's the most important thing I want you to remember: the journey toward your goal is just as valuable as the goal itself. Along the way, you'll discover things about yourself that you never knew. You'll develop new skills, build your confidence, and learn what you're truly capable of. The person you become in the process is the real reward. And once you've achieved that goal, you'll be ready to set an even bigger one. That's how growth works. It's a never-ending cycle of challenging yourself, rising to the occasion, and reaching new heights. So what's it going to be? What bold personal goal are you going to set for this year? Don't hold back. Dream big. Believe in yourself. And then take the first step. Because the truth is, you are capable of far more than you realize. The only limits are the ones you place on yourself. This is your year to break through those limits, to prove to yourself that you can do hard things, that you can achieve greatness, that you can live the life you've always wanted. So go for it. Dare to dream, dare to act, and dare to become the person you were meant to be. The future is waiting for you to claim it. Number 9. Develop a reading habit. Your mind is the greatest tool you have. It's your gateway to creativity, problem solving, and achieving your dreams. But like any tool, it only works at its best when it's sharp. And one of the most powerful ways to keep your mind sharp is by developing a consistent reading habit. Reading isn't just a pastime, it's a discipline, an investment in yourself, and a way to rise above the noise of the world. The right book at the right time can shift your perspective, ignite your imagination, and even change the trajectory of your life. Imagine this: every time you open a book, you're stepping into a treasure trove of knowledge. You're learning from someone else's decades of experience, their trials and triumphs. In just a few hours of reading, you can absorb lessons that took them a lifetime to learn. That's the power of reading. It compresses time. It gives you the gift of growth without the pain of figuring it all out on your own. And yet so many people let this gift sit unopened, distracted by the trivial instead of focusing on the transformational. If you've ever felt stuck, uninspired, or unsure of what to do next, chances are you need to feed your mind. Think of your brain as a garden. If you don't tend to it, weeds of negativity, self-doubt, and complacency will grow. But when you feed it with the words of great thinkers, leaders, and visionaries, it blossoms with new ideas, fresh energy, and unstoppable momentum. Reading is the act of tending to your mind, and it's a habit that pays dividends in every area of your life. Now, let's talk about how to start and sustain this life-changing habit. First, understand that it's not about reading the most books, it's about finding books that resonate with you and leave an impact. Don't pick up a book because someone said it's a bestseller or because it's what everyone else is reading. Choose books that speak to your goals, your passions, your questions. If you're looking to improve your mindset, dive into personal development. If you want to understand the world better, explore history or philosophy. If you need to escape and recharge, pick up a novel that takes you to another world. The key is to read what excites and challenges you. One of the biggest challenges people face is making time for reading. Life gets busy, and it's easy to let the days slip by without opening a book. But let me tell you this, you don't find time to read, you make time to read. It's a choice, a priority. Start small. Even 10 or 15 minutes a day can make a huge difference. Wake up a little earlier, read during your lunch break, or wind down at night with a book instead of your phone. Those small pockets of time add up, and before you know it, you've finished an entire book. Another secret to building a reading habit is to make it enjoyable. Create an environment that invites you to sit down with a book. Maybe it's a cozy chair by the window, a quiet corner in your home, or even a spot outside in the fresh air. Have a cup of tea or coffee by your side. Let reading become something you look forward to, a moment of peace and growth in your day. But here's the thing, reading isn't just about consuming information, it's about applying it. When you read something that inspires you, don't just nod your head and move on. Stop and think. How can this idea fit into your life? How can it help you make better decisions, solve problems, or achieve your goals? Take notes, highlight passages, write down your thoughts. Make the lessons stick. A book only becomes valuable when you use it to create value in your life. Reading also connects you to something greater than yourself. It reminds you that you're not alone, that others have walked the path you're on and have wisdom to share. It humbles you by showing how much there is to learn and excites you by showing how much you're capable of achieving. It's a dialogue, a relationship with the world's greatest minds, and it's available to you anytime, anywhere. If you want to take this habit even further, surround yourself with other readers. Join a book club, have discussions with friends about what you're reading, or follow thought leaders who share their book recommendations. When you engage with others about books, you deepen your understanding and spark new ideas. It's a reminder that learning is not a solo journey, it's a shared experience that brings people together. For those of you who say, "I'm not a reader," I challenge you to let go of that belief. Everyone is a reader, you just haven't found the right book yet. Start with something light, something entertaining, and build from there. Once you experience the joy of losing yourself in a book, the hunger for more will come naturally. And if traditional reading feels daunting, audiobooks are a fantastic alternative. Listen while you're commuting, working out, or doing chores. The format doesn't matter as much as the content you're consuming. The beauty of reading is that it's limitless. There's always another book, another lesson, another perspective waiting for you. It's a habit that never stops giving, that never loses its relevance. And the best part, it's entirely within your control. You don't need anyone's permission to pick up a book. You don't need a reason or an excuse. You just need the willingness to grow, to learn, to become better than you were yesterday. So what's stopping you? Why not start today? Pick a book, carve out some time, and dive in. Let reading become your sanctuary, your secret weapon, your daily act of self-improvement. You'll be amazed at how much you can change when you commit to feeding your mind. Remember, the person you're becoming depends on the knowledge you gain and the actions you take. Let books be your guide, your inspiration, your stepping stones to the life you've always dreamed of. The journey starts now. Turn the page and begin. Number 10, practice self-discipline. The life you want, the person you aspire to become, the dreams you've carried in your heart for so long, they all hinge on one powerful ability: self-discipline. Self-discipline is the foundation of success in every area of life. It's what separates those who dream from those who achieve. It's not about perfection, it's about consistency, about showing up every single day even when you don't feel like it. And the truth is, the rewards of self-discipline are extraordinary. It's the ultimate form of self-respect because it shows that you value yourself enough to commit to your growth, your goals, and your future. When you think about self-discipline, it's easy to feel overwhelmed. You might picture strict routines, endless sacrifices, or a life that feels rigid and joyless. But that's not what self-discipline is about. It's not about punishment, it's about freedom. It's about freeing yourself from excuses, procrastination, and the chains of inconsistency. It's about living a life where your actions align with your values and where you have the power to steer your own ship no matter the storm. So how do you cultivate self-discipline? It starts with clarity. You have to know what you want. Without a clear destination, discipline feels meaningless. Take a moment to reflect on what truly matters to you. What are the goals that set your soul on fire? Maybe it's building a successful career, improving your health, strengthening your relationships, or learning a new skill. Whatever it is, get specific. Write it down. Visualize it. Make it so vivid in your mind that it feels real. That vision becomes your anchor, the thing that keeps you grounded when temptation and distraction try to pull you away. Once you're clear on your goals, the next step is to break them down into actionable steps. Big goals can feel intimidating, but when you break them into smaller tasks, they become manageable. Let's say you want to get in shape. Don't focus on the idea of running a marathon or losing 50 pounds. Focus on showing up to the gym today, on drinking more water today, on making a healthier choice for dinner today. Self-discipline is built in the small moments, in the seemingly insignificant choices that add up over time. Here's the thing: self-discipline requires practice. It's like a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it becomes. But like any muscle, it gets tired if you overwork it. That's why it's so important to start small. Don't try to overhaul your entire life overnight. Choose one area to focus on and commit to improving just 1% each day. Maybe it's waking up 15 minutes earlier to read or meditate. Maybe it's saying no to the sugary snack that tempts you in the afternoon. Whatever it is, start small and let those small victories build your confidence. One of the most powerful ways to strengthen your self-discipline is to create routines and habits. When something becomes a habit, it requires less willpower. You don't have to think about brushing your teeth or tying your shoes, you just do it. The same can be true for other areas of your life. Set a specific time each day to work on your goals. Make it non-negotiable. Over time, it will become second nature, and you'll find it easier to stay consistent. Let's talk about setbacks because they're inevitable. There will be days when you slip up, when you give in to temptation, when you feel like you've failed. But here's the truth: failure is not the opposite of discipline. It's part of the journey. The key is to not let one bad day turn into a bad week or a bad month. When you stumble, pick yourself back up. Learn from it. Adjust your approach if you need to, but keep moving forward. Discipline isn't about being perfect, it's about being persistent. Another crucial element of self-discipline is self-awareness. Pay attention to your triggers, the things that make it harder for you to stay on track. Maybe you're more likely to skip your workout if you don't lay out your gym clothes the night before. Maybe you struggle to focus if your phone is within arm's reach. Identify those obstacles and find ways to eliminate them. Set yourself up for success by creating an environment that supports your goals. Accountability is another powerful tool. When you share your goals with someone you trust, it creates a sense of responsibility. You're more likely to follow through when you know someone is watching, cheering you on, or holding you to your word. Whether it's a friend, a mentor, or a coach, find someone who believes in you and is willing to help you stay disciplined. And let's not forget the importance of rewards. Self-discipline doesn't mean depriving yourself of joy. Celebrate your progress. Treat yourself when you hit a milestone. Those rewards don't have to be extravagant, a relaxing evening, a favorite meal, or simply taking a moment to acknowledge your hard work can go a long way in keeping you motivated. Ultimately, self-discipline is an act of self-love. It's saying to yourself, I deserve better and I'm willing to put in the work to create the life I want. It's a daily commitment to becoming the best version of yourself. Not for anyone else, but for you. And when you embrace that mindset, discipline stops feeling like a chore and starts feeling like empowerment. So what are you going to do today to practice self-discipline? Maybe it's making that phone call you've been putting off, starting the project you've been procrastinating on, or simply going to bed earlier so you can wake up ready to take on the day. Whatever it is, do it with intention, with purpose, and with the knowledge that every disciplined choice you make is a step toward your best self. You have what it takes now. It's time to prove it to yourself.